Hey everyone, hi and welcome to this video. I'm Yoginder, and in this video we'll be discussing about edge computing and is edge computing really required for IoT in general. So let's start with what is edge computing. Now edge computing is nothing but rather when the data processing happens right at the source of data generation. Now this could be let's suppose sensors or other devices or even some local gateways. Now, the concept of edge computing really comes in handy because of some drawbacks that are there with cloud computing. Now, the drawbacks are basically around latency. It takes time to send data to the cloud, do some analytics or analysis, and then send it back to edge. So, hence, it's not very optimal, let's say, for some split level decision making. The other is bandwidth. Now, imagine sending millions and billions of data points every day or every month to cloud. It means that you are just clogging up your data pipelines. The third is around your reliability. Now, it often happens that your network connections or firewalls might give you some errors or some problems, and hence cloud computing does not become very attractive option in those cases. Now, coming to edge computing now, which are the key use cases where edge computing really comes in handy for IoT? Now, one definitely is around, let's say, real-time decision making. Now, think about autonomous cars or even cars in general, aircraft, and other industries where you need to have quick decision making, let's say within a few milliseconds, and hence edge computing becomes really handy. The other could be around safety. Now, let's suppose if you are operating a wind turbine and there are too many vibrations, you need to switch off the turbine, and that you don't have the luxury of sending data to the cloud and then making a decision. The other, like we mentioned before, is about bandwidth. Obviously, you would rather do some, let's suppose, pre-processing of data at the edge source itself than sending everything down to the cloud. Having said that, not always edge computing is critical. Now, there could be use cases such as one is when there is low frequency of data. If let's suppose the temperature sensor is sending you data every hour, every 2 hours, maybe you don't need edge computing. Maybe normal cloud is enough. Or other use cases where you need data, let's say for long-term storage or analytics or some other use cases, could be compliance or regulatory, then maybe cloud computing is more than enough. The other question which now comes is that what's the sweet spot between edge and cloud, and is edge really required in a few cases, or which one is required in other cases? In my experience across IoT industry, it usually has been a combination of both. You normally have both edge and cloud, and there are merits of having both. If you take, let's suppose, battery energy storage systems, obviously you have edge computing cases. It could be, let's suppose, grid balancing, frequency regulation, where you do need some edge computing and decision making. But on the other hand, if let's suppose you have things such as long-term analytics, performance monitoring, or even degradation analysis, maybe for those cases, cloud seems enough. So there is no, I would say, the right answer that do you need one or the other, but rather how do you balance the both, I think is the key question across IoT. This is based on my experience. Happy to hear your thoughts and comments. Please feel free to put them across. And thank you so much for listening.